And go.
Hello everyone, I'm here with Michael Robb. He works for Byte here at Ball State University. How you doing?
I'm doing well, thank you.
Thanks for agreeing to do this.
Absolutely.
So could you quickly explain what Byte is for a lot of people who don't know?
Okay, so Byte is Ball State's entertainment, tech, and culture news source here on Ball State's campus. We are work out of the Unified Media Lab alongside the Daily News and Ball Bearings and NewsLink Indiana.
What kind of things do you guys publish?
Okay, so we publish written articles, so news articles, review articles, and feature pieces. Beyond that, we produce quite a few different podcasts relating to all sorts of different entertainment or tech and culture related topics. And then my particular role as a video producer has me working with the video team, creating YouTube content and content to supplement the different articles that we write.
Now, you just said you work with them on YouTube content, and I know that's what you're doing this afternoon, so could you explain that show that you're working on?
Okay, so the show we just filmed this afternoon was called Pop Tabs. Tagline for that is keeping tabs on all your pop culture news. And so it's all about discussing what's happening in the world of entertainment, tech, and culture, and how pop culture kind of relates to media in that way.
Gotcha. And what was your show today about? Like, what were some of the topics that were discussed?
One of the topics was Elon Musk selling flamethrowers. And so that led to a lot of interesting discussion on, is that a dangerous thing?
Yeah.
Or is it just like a fun thing that he's decided to do just to promote his company, which seems to be like what his standpoint was. So it was interesting to hear 3 Ball State students kind of talk about that kind of thing.
And now, how long have you been part of Byte?
I've been a part of Byte for 2 years. Actually, no, I've been a part of Byte for 4 years now. 2 years ago, I was brought on as the video producer, but I have been a part of the organization for all 4 years of my college career.
What did you start as? What did you start out doing?
Ooh, I started out, as a freshman TCON major, I wanted to learn more about what I'd be doing in my major, because a lot of times when you're a freshman, you haven't had a whole lot of experience yet, and especially in the TCON department, you don't get to work with equipment or any kind of like software editing programs until your sophomore year. And so Byte allowed me to go in and learn Adobe Premiere Pro and learn how to use a camera and how to do video production stuff before Ball State classes offered that to me. So it was a really great opportunity. That's where I started.
Out of everything you've done in Byte, what's the thing you're most proud of that you've contributed to the organization?
The thing I'm most proud of, I think, is just being able to watch the team grow, and it's really a privilege to work with everybody in Byte, even outside of the video team that I had. Just working with everybody in this organization and seeing what students are capable of doing is really exciting to see when you have a bunch of talented people. So, yeah.
And I guess you have people writing or producing things that fall within their interests, like you guys actually do music things, like editorials, isn't that right?
Yep, absolutely. So, anything from music reviews, movie reviews, news about video game releases, anything that falls under the realm of entertainment, technology, or pop culture is something that is fair game for us to cover. So people have all sorts of opportunities to cover what they enjoy to do in their day-to-day lives.
Is there anything that the Byte organization has coming up that they're going to debut? Anything new in the works?
So in the near future, we're starting on releasing a new video podcast called Input 2. So it's going to be in a similar format to Pop Tabs, but instead of focusing just on pop culture and how it affects, or how media affects our pop culture, it's going to focus on reviewing and talking about movies, television shows, and video games. So those 3 different pieces of media, they're going to dedicate like one movie or one TV show or whatever per episode and kind of delve into what's good about it, what did they enjoy, and all of that stuff. So.
And you said you're the producer, so what goes into producing an episode? Let's just say an episode of Pop Tabs.
Okay. Well, a lot of that falls on the host of Pop Tabs, whose name is Matthew Yap. He's an excellent host. He writes out an outline for whatever episode he's producing, and then he gives that outline to his guests that are on the show, and there's 2 guests on every show. And so from there, since it is a podcast, they kind of lead the discussion themselves. And so I don't have to do much in the way of telling them what to say or what to do, because really it's supposed to be kind of this organic kind of discussion. But beyond that, in terms of filming and editing that content, we film in the studio. We have 3 different cameras set up. And so we get multiple different angles. So depending on who's talking, we'll switch to an angle where it's just that person and Matt as the host talking to each other, and then we will cut to a wide shot of everybody if they're having a moment together, laughing at something someone said or whatever else. And then from that point, we take all that footage that we captured, which generally comes around to between half an hour and 40 minutes, is generally where we land in terms of how long the podcast is. And then we put that into Adobe Premiere, edit in our introductory motion graphics and music, and then from there, that's mostly what the process is. So yeah.
And if anyone watching wants to see the content that Byte produces, obviously the YouTube content is on YouTube. Mm-hmm. Where else can people find it?
Well, we have 2 other places other than YouTube that we post all of our content, and that is on our own website, bytebsu.com. Mm-hmm. And then we also post to the Ball State Daily website, and that includes the daily news and ball bearings as well as Newslink and the weather that reports that they do. So we all kind of funnel together into this one shared site.
And everything is uploaded on a weekly basis, daily basis, or just depend on the content?
It depends on the content. Pop Tabs, as we've been talking about, generally is on a weekly basis. So we would film a show on Friday, it would be produced and then edited and then released the following Friday, as another one is being produced for the next week.
Gotcha.
Checkpoint, generally we film 2 or 3 stories a week, and then whenever those end up being finished, that's when we release them. Since news is kind of an as-it-happens kind of thing, that's harder to have a concrete nailed-down schedule, but we just produce it and get it out as fast as possible.
Well, thanks for agreeing to do